A sustainability-linked loan is really incentivising businesses that are already advanced on the environmental, social governance, or more commonly known as ESG pathway, but are really looking to stretch and go that extra step and do more. And we're delighted to be able to partner with Stockyard Group in offering this sustainability-linked loan.
This gets very quickly to the heart of the trust of the issue, because as you know, this area is awash with greenwashing.
We're very excited to be able to partner with Stockyard. Stockyard are already very well advanced on this pathway, but there's really good auditing that goes with this as well. So Ernst & Young, one of Australia's leading accountancy and advisory firms, they're really looking at this from an auditing point of view. Clearly, the bank has a sustainability team, and the bank's run its eye over it very closely as well. So I think from a trust point of view, when you have the trust of the Commonwealth Bank with Stockyard, who have already strong credentials in this, and independently audited by Ernst & Young, one of Australia's leading accounting advisory firms, I think that really makes sure that this is standing up to the test.
Yeah, well, you'd know the degree to which CBA is trusted, but let's talk about the EY auditing for the moment. So EY would be conflicted, wouldn't they? Because they would do a lot of work for CBA, not in the sustainability area. So the perception is that they'll be giving you the kind of audit that you want rather than the audit that you need.
The audit that EY does is very much in conjunction with the customer, and EY have a very credible, at arm's length, sustainability team. And we're very comfortable with the work that they've done in really testing what the client has already done.
Did you consider using some of the global sustainability companies? There's Sustainalytics, I think there's another one called MSCI. Did you think of using those that are completely arm's length?
I think for us, one of the most important things was that we were looking at what Stockyard have done in really lining up with the Australian beef sustainability framework and the carbon neutral plan that's been set out by the Meat and Livestock Australia. So they are very much already advanced on that. EY have a very strong sustainability team here in Australia. So we're very comfortable with what one of Australia's leading producers is already doing. And this is just putting the additional stretch around that, incentivising them on that additional stretch.
So let's talk about the stretch then. What are you stretching them on?
There's three key areas, Peter. So the first area is around animal welfare, greenhouse gas emissions, and then the third one is really around their own staff well-being and safety in their business. So they're the three key themes that they're already doing in their business, but that's where the stretch comes in around those three specific areas. So
Stockyard Group, amongst other things, is a large feedlot producer, which has its greenhouse gas issues. So what are you measuring on greenhouse gas emissions?
The greenhouse gas emissions really captures scope 1 and scope 2 emissions. And scope 1 is obviously the emissions that are direct from the feedlot. So it can be from their waste, it can be from their energy consumption. So there's a whole range of things that are captured under that. And I guess probably one of the things that we've really looked at is, again, back to the Australian beef sustainability framework. But specifically for Stockyard, it's around scope 1 and 2 emissions.
Yeah, but if they're already doing that, what are you measuring their specifically, what are you measuring or asking them to improve on in order to get a better deal with you?
Yeah, for Stockyard, across those three key areas, animal welfare, emissions.
Just emissions for the moment. I'll get to animal welfare.
So it's really linked to a reduction across their emissions overall. So scope 1 and 2. So without sort of commercially in confidence, talking specific percentages for that business, what I would point to is that there are really specific categories under the sustainability framework around waste management, around carbon sequestration, and what I would say is that the beef industry is already reduced their emissions footprint significantly.
Yeah, no, I know everyone's working on it. So you can't go into detail because of client confidentiality, but public trust relies, of course, on transparency. So you've got a corporate affairs issue that you're going to have to wrestle with there. So what about animal welfare? So in feedlots, what you want is, to use the vernacular, you want happy cattle from cradle to grave. Am I in the ballpark?
Yeah, for the animal welfare metrics, again, across the Australian beef sustainability framework, they're absolute metrics that many farmers are already embracing today. So some of the things, and again, not specific to Stockyard Group, but some of the things specific to animal welfare is around low stress handling. So some producers will have processes whereby when they're moving livestock, cattle into yards, they've got ways of doing that to minimise the stress. So sometimes I've seen it, they're not pushed hard with working dogs. So I think that was one of the examples I've recently seen with a farmer. I guess one of the other examples I've seen is around transporting. So when they're moving from farm to different areas to make sure that the carrier, in some cases, again, on the sustainability framework, that they have the truck safe code to really minimise stress.
Yeah, well, Stockyard Group will already be doing a lot of this, but have you got, for instance, an agreement that there'll be no cattle prods and there'll be no dogs in yards? I mean, you need to, again, for the public to find this believable, ultimately you're going to have to go public on this stuff and explain what you are actually measuring.
We're very happy. We're very, very comfortable with what Stockyard already do. As I said, they are leaders. They are leaders and people that they have.
No, I know you are. I'm talking about a public and journalists who are a little more cynical than you folks who work inside the bank, who are excited about this deal. And if EY is doing an audit, won't that audit need to be made public to gain public trust in what you're doing?
At this stage, the EY audit is not public. It's commercial in confidence with the customer. But this is something that we've worked together with them right at the inception. There'll be regular checks along the way. So this is not something sort of set up, set and forget. So it's looking at what Stockyard are doing today, where are the industry standards, what are we comfortable with in our sustainability team, what are the independent experts in EY who have independently looked at this, what are we comfortable with? And there'll be sort of checkpoints along the way within that sort of three-year time horizon.
Tim, thank you very much for this. I recognise this is a rapidly evolving space, and what we'll be doing in 5 years is entirely different to what we're doing now. So I appreciate your time today.
Thank you very much, Peter.